What's going on, everyone? Was Shots with Cola here. Now it's SWC Firearms. And today I'm making a new video about CVlife optics. And the reason why is because I had a video about these in the past. However, so there was an issue with the lens and the bottom portion not being available. And so they sent me a replacement. I want to cover their customer service process, but also we're going to go ahead and just redo the review since this is a new channel, and I'm going to give you a little bit of story on that. But yes, so we're going to go over how the optic is, how their customer service was, and altogether my thoughts on the company as a whole. So first you might say, dude, I think I've seen you on a different channel. Yes, this is me. This is not a stolen channel. I did not steal content from Shots with Cola. Shots with Cola is my channel. It's been, for some reason, over the past about 4 months, targeted really bad, and it keeps getting strikes. The most recent one was a video where I didn't say anything in the video. I played a background sound. It was one of those, like, the kinds that are like, oh, I can't believe this isn't airsoft or something like that, right? And all I did was take the 19X with what I've done to it and shown it in the camera. I did not speak. I didn't say a word, and that got a strike. They claimed it was soliciting a sale. And, you know, I appealed it thinking somebody's manually review it and they're going to determine, wait, no, this guy isn't selling it. No, they determined it was true. So then I followed the process. Apparently you can reach out to them on X or Twitter and you can contact them there. And so I did. And they were like, yeah, we're going to look into this for you. And then they responded, here's our follow-up. Review the community guideline policies. They love saying that. Review the policies. I've reviewed them hundreds of times. I've looked over them. Well, maybe not hundreds, but a lot of times just to verify, am I missing like some sort of like minor little print somewhere that doesn't, where I'm screwing up? Tell me. And no. So I looked over it and there's nothing I can do. So basically that channel is one strike away from getting deleted. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to continue. I've already invested 7 years, going on 8 years of my time into that channel. We're going to start new. I know what I'm doing. I know how to make videos that are better now. So we're not starting from the iPhone 6, just like kind of mumbling on a camera, you know, nervous in front of speaking in front of people and stuff like that. We're starting new. I know how to make videos. So we're gonna start this new channel, SWC Firearms, and we're going to completely destroy it, guys. That's where we're at. So I've noticed some of you guys like this tabletop view here. So I decided we're gonna do more tabletop stuff when we're dealing with something small like an optic. And real quick, if you're not familiar with my channel, this Glock, so I did polls and I let the community decide what the next series on the channel was going to be. Everybody voted the 19X. So I picked up this 19X MOS and then I posted, what optic does everybody want to see? And the Olight won. So we put the Olight on here. Then I posted, what compensator does everybody want to see? And the Harrington Arms, which gets here in 2 days, got voted for. And we're going to be doing an FRT. And now currently there is a poll on this channel and the previous one where I'm asking what brace does everyone want to see. Now keep in mind, right now, the CAA MCK is winning on the other channel. The thing is, I did a CAA MCK on the Glock 43X. I know it's not on this channel yet. I haven't transferred videos over yet. Not all of them anyway. But I did it MCK and we did comparisons of accuracy and stuff to see how well it increased. Now we're doing the same thing on this, but I've already done the MCK. But if you want to see that, there's videos where I've done my baseline. I did my baseline with the iron sights. I did my baseline with the optic added and a little bit of grip. This is some custom grip stuff that I did. If you're interested in that, let me know in the comments below if you want to hear about that. And Olight actually reached out. We're going to be putting an Olight on here, kind of like on my P365, how I got the PL Mini 3. Olight, the PLX, the new one that just came out. There's one on the way, guys. It's coming for the 19X. Let's go ahead and just do the tabletop about the CVlife. All right, so it comes in this box. This is CVlife box. This is how they come. Comes with an adapter so you can put it on like an AR or whatever Picatinny rail that you'd like. The manual, a battery plus a spare. This is a CR1632, not a CR2032. So a little bit smaller battery. I'm assuming that's going to affect battery life. I'm used to getting about 11 months out of things like this. I'm assuming we're probably going to be looking close to the same, anywhere between 9 and 12 months. The cover, comes with a cover for the optic. Does anybody ever actually run these? I don't. I have a bunch that are just kind of chilling in a drawer. A little pad for between the optic and the mounting point to, I guess, cut down on sliding and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't use it if I don't have to. That's just additional space that raises it. A tool to tighten it, and all the different hardware for the different mounting points of different firearms. And then the part that I thought was really cool, a RMR to RMSC adapter plate for Glocks. I thought this was really cool because most of the time, nobody ever includes these. And this actually feels nice. It's not flexible like some of those. It's got the cutout for the MOS system. This is really cool. I like that a lot. So if you've got a Glock, this comes with the adapter. That's pretty awesome. And the one thing, if you compare these two here, so I don't know if you guys can see the dot. I'm gonna try to rotate it to hopefully you guys see it pick up. You know what? So you see that dot, and then you bring it down, and you don't get that bottom portion. And if you're seeing a reflection dot, it does not look like that in person. It's probably some dirt or something that's on the lens. But that last little bit of that screen, or that window, is not available. Now, and now you see why I did the black for the background here. We get the full window, guys, the full window. So they fixed this. They gave me one that's good. Now I ran about 500 rounds through this while I was at the range. It held 0 the whole time. Now this dot, it does a dot, it does just a circle, and it does a circle dot. Imagine this in red. So just the dot, the circle dot. Those are how the optics, that's the different ones. I know on camera it doesn't pick up well, but that's what it looks like. And it's actually pretty crisp and clear. Even though I have an astigmatism, I can tell what's there. I see a little bit of shadowing behind it, but that's my astigmatism, guys. So dots tend to look like crap in my vision. This is definitely usable. I like that. I'm happy with the results. I also like the design. So you see how it goes kind of like sharp angle for the Max 9, and then this does the same thing. It really fits in. I thought that was really cool. That's what made me go this route, and I thought it matched the Max 9 so well. It was just kind of like it was made for it. And then they also give these little fiber optic rears. Now I've made this video in the past. I've made a video where I reviewed this, and the fiber optic in the rears, I swear it's like it's made for the Max 9, because you got a fiber optic up in the front and then you got it in the rear. I really just, it looks like it belongs so much. And it holds 0. There's a lockout mode to where you can lock it. You can increase and decrease the brightness. So increase, decrease. There's a lockout mode. All the instructions cover all that. So I know instructions are kind of lame, but every time I need to figure out how to do something, it's in here. Like every time it's in there. Altogether, this was a really cool package. I had no problems with it. Very good. If you're kind of curious about the size, let's go ahead and compare it to something like the Osight SE. So here we got the Osight SE, and you can see it's a little bit taller. Not by much. Let's get them even. Just slightly taller. The window's close to the same. I think the Osight SE is a little bit wider, but it's close to the same. And you know, the Osight's kind of got a rectangular window where the top of the CVlife is kind of rounded, but the bottom's squared off. But yeah, again, completely two different complete optics. And the CVlife, you know, for Amazon optic, they are on the better side of the quality. And this isn't my only sample size here. So my buddy's Canic, I used it at the range. Again, we put close to around 500 rounds in that Canic at the range. And then my buddy's also shot it plenty of times before then with his CVlife. Now his one's different. He's got the solar panel on the top, but his has held 0, no problems, no issue with re-zeroing. He's got the full window available. His is green versus the red, but it's the same thing, the same controls, the same lockout. He just has solar backup on the top. So yeah, CVlife optics. Now, here's the part that I wanted to cover and the reason I wanted to refilm this video. So the reason I wanted to refilm the video, their customer service, and that's what changed my mind. So before I was like, hey, the bottom of the window is not available. To some people, that's a big deal. Now, I was very honest with it, and I was like, to some people, that might be a make or break. You know, I wouldn't typically run an optic if I saw that because I want to be able to use my whole window.
Let's see how we do.
I made an Amazon review I did not, say, hey, I make YouTube videos or anything like that. I just made an Amazon review and I was like, the bottom part of the window isn't working. It held 0. It's fairly durable. I tapped it on some surfaces to make sure it wouldn't just shatter. I didn't throw it or anything, but I tapped it on some surfaces and I dropped it from about kneecap high just to make sure it wouldn't shatter. And I was like, durability seems fine. It held 0, but I can't use the bottom part of the window, and that's a pretty big deal. So I gave it a rating of like 3 stars. CVlife turned around and messaged me through the Amazon seller buyer area, and they were like, hey, we want to either replace it or refund you. Whatever you're more comfortable with, we want to make sure we take care of you. They don't know who I am. They don't know I make videos or anything like that. I was like, well, I don't really want a refund. I'd like to see how the optic is when it actually works correctly. And they're like, perfect. They shipped it with 3 days. 3 days I had it back. That's the customer service you want to get, okay? That's the kind of customer service where they actually take care of the consumer. And so because of that, I would say if I had to rate them from 1 to 10, 1 being absolute dog water, something like these knockoff RMRs that don't even 0 half the time, that being like a 1, and a 10 being a Hollow Sun 407 comp, I would say they're gonna be around a 6 to a 7-ish. And that's good. That's really good, right? Because these are not high-end optics. These are definitely more on the budget line. But when you're comparing it to Zalisio, Feyachi and Zalisio, both were very good optics that held 0 through some long testing. 600 plus rounds through them and never had to re-0. And those are, again, the budget-friendly optics that are on Amazon. I would say that they're a step above those. Now, if you're comparing it to something like Osight, I would say Osight is a little bit above that. Osight's also gotten some time to get some trial and error. Their first launch is while they were super innovative with their window size and stuff for a first optic, that was a big thing to take, because when you make that glass large, it can break easy. I mean, they did have some problems and they got some bad reviews because of it. They have since done everything they can to correct it, and I would say that they are a phenomenal optic now. That's not what this video is about, though. I would say they're slightly under that, but they're up there with quality, and I think personally they're a good option, and I would utilize that product again. So I will check out other CVlifes in the future. I even had that up on the roster for the 19X because my experience with them was pretty good. So I wanted to make this video and just announce that, because honestly, at the end of the day, manufacturers, it doesn't matter whether you're a knockoff company or if you're Glock. Sometimes faulty equipment gets out the door. Quality control can only be so good. And sometimes you can't even tell something's gonna fail until it does. Now, my issue happened during the manufacturing process. That was something that went wrong during manufacturing. You can't test every single thing, and because these things are so mass produced, there's no way they're gonna catch it all. So I understand that. I might've just got an unlucky one, because my box was sealed, my optic was good. But what really matters is, will the company come back and own their mistake and fix it? And they did, and that's why I would recommend them. So that's where I stand with CVlife Optics. If you found this video helpful, please hit that like button. We're regrowing from scratch. I just hit the reset button after 7 years. 400 firearm videos. I'm having to redo it, and I'm having to start over, and we're starting the grind again. But we're gonna do it right this time. No breaks. I took a 2-year break when I moved to the beach because the range there sucked, and they were horrible, and they hated that I filmed there, and it was just a trash experience. So I ended up not filming, and it caused my YouTube channel to have like a 2-year break where I didn't make videos. That hurt my channel and stuff. All that stuff is gone, and we're doing it right, and we're gonna stay consistent, and I want you guys to join me on that experience. So hit that subscribe button. Please hit that like button. Let YouTube know that my channel doesn't suck, and join the community. And also go cast your vote for this. This is not the only one. From here on out, that is how I'm doing it. We're going to vote series. Now, I'm going to pick what is in that roster to vote on, because there's certain things that I have limitations to, and certain things I just don't want to check. Like, I'm not going to sit there and have a high point and be like, Gucci out a high point. I'm not doing that on the channel. Oh, maybe I would, just for the shits of it. But so there's going to be things, but vote, and we're gonna go that way. And also, in the past, there was a lot of giveaways on my last channel, and I'd like to get back to the point of doing that. I can't do that until I get to the point where this is monetized, because if I don't make any of the money back, I'm not loaded like that. But we do giveaways. I did bug out bags. I did a Taurus G3. You know, we did a lot of different things. So like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see y'all on the next one.